Hello, everybody. It is Dennis and Andy with your movie review just for you. We're back, and we're even at my place because we're recording this. We don't hide anything from you guys on the 4th of July. Then we're going to go join the ladies and go swimming and have a cookout. But we got to get back on track with the movie reviews. So last night, we went and saw the movie that came out last week, A Quiet Place, Day One. What is A Quiet Place Day One about? Let them know before we dive in.
Quiet Place Day One. A woman named Sam, so new characters, finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of the invasion by those nasty, nasty aliens that love to eat up sound. And, they have that ultra sensitive hearing. And this takes place, obviously, in Day One. It's all about when the first contact with them. So for those that have seen, which I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've watched the first two movies, you've probably enjoyed the first two movies. So we want to know, the big question is, how did those creatures come and what did we do and how did they figure out to go?
So with that in mind, the only other main character is Joseph Quinn. You would recognize as Eddie from Stranger Things Season 4, long hair, rocker, D&D, game master, dungeon master.
He was awesome.
He was great. And I really like him as an actor. And he's cast in the new Fantastic Four movie. Moving on. I thought he was great. I thought the characters had great chemistry. But we saw it last night. We left the theater, drove separate, whatever. We have not talked about it. And I'm glad, because I'll go first, and I'm very curious to see where Dennis stands. This is the third movie, like Dennis said, and I was very let down. I don't know. It just kind of laid there for me. We already knew they were aliens, so you see them streaking out of the sky, like meteors coming to Earth and whatnot. But other than that, John Krasinski was credited for story, but not as the official writer. I believe the writer and director were the same person. It wasn't really happening for me. I mean, the visuals were great. The acting was fine. I thought the two characters connected well together and stuff. But the thing that it felt so crammed with like DEI stuff, from the standpoint of, you've got the main character, Sam, Lupita Nyong'o, who is in hospice. She's young, obviously. She's terminal. They take a trip into the city with other members or other people from the hospice to go see a play. And that's when everything goes bad. And she has her cat, which you've seen in the trailer. We'll get to that, or I'll let Dennis get to the cat part, because he loves kitties. And but she's the hero of the movie, and Joseph there is basically the sad sack that just wants to basically curl into a ball and cry, right? Yep. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
I mean, what do you think?
And you find out. So I will say this: the positives of this, there's positives and negatives. The positive was the main character, Sam. She is terminal, so it's cool getting a different opinion of a character that's crass, got a very bad outlook because she knows she's going to die.
Right.
And that's neat. It's very humanistic. I really like that. And she's got a cat named Frodo. So Sam and Frodo, they do a lot of walking. So those Lord of the Rings fans out there will get a chuckle out of that. I enjoyed that. That was fun little play on words. And then you get to meet, Alex Wolff plays the nurse that's taking care of Sam's character. And I've enjoyed him from Old and another one. Was it Heredity? And I like him as an actor, and he's trying to make a connection with her, but they're not having it. He's kind of a throwaway character. But then we get to meet Eric, which is Joseph Quinn's character, and these two have great chemistry together while they're on screen.
Yeah.
The issue I have with Eric's character is we know nothing. He's suddenly just there. And we know nothing about his backstory other than his parents are in England, somewhere in Kent, and he's studying to be a lawyer here in the States.
In New York, yeah.
There's not much else to really grab onto. And then Chaman Huantu, who we saw throughout the trailers.
And he's awesome.
Right, and he was great, and he's one of my favorite characters, and I'm so excited.
Great actor.
And we see him in the beginning, and we see him at the very end, and that's it.
Yeah.
So a total underutilization of characters. The cat, unfortunately, Frodo, becomes one of the main characters in this. The cat is cute. It's an adorable.
Walks on a leash, which is possible.
Everything this cat does is not like a cat. It's quiet. Never makes a meow or a sound throughout the entire thing. And anybody who knows cats, they would be like, oh, alien, danger. Hair goes up. And they would be going crap.
Yeah. I've had a cat.
Yeah.
His daughter lived with them. Had a cat. Cats are not that quiet, especially when this shit is going down all throughout the city. And not only that, but the cat, because of stuff going down, the cat actually gets away. You know, not off leash, but, sometimes off leash, gets away. And it doesn't matter. It could be 4 blocks later.
Right.
And all this devastation and chaos, and that cat finds its way back.
Yes.
And I'm just like, no. And then
it's not a dog.
Right.
Dogs find their masters. Dogs find their way back.
No, you see cat. At least once a week on this app I have about our neighborhood, we get something going, oh, our cat got out. And you never see these cats again.
No.
And I'm like, and like Dennis said, cats are noisy.
Yes.
This cat was quiet through the whole freaking movie, which
the cat was quieter than half the humans that were in there.
Just right there, I was like, you should have just got rid of the cat.
Yeah.
Because the cat didn't really add any value that they could have. Like, if the cat wasn't in the movie, you wouldn't have watched this and been like, you know what this movie needed? A cat.
Well, you know what's funny? My daughter texted me because I mentioned the cat last night, and she said that apparently when they did the premiere, the cat got to walk on the red carpet by itself.
Well, I mean, the cat was awesome.
It was not what a cat does, but the cat was a major part of the story. The humanistic part of this is really the relationship between Sam, Eric, and Frodo, and it's good. Their connections together on the screen were great. My biggest complaint is we've seen the first 2 movies. We want to know the origin and how everything happened. Suddenly the aliens are coming down. You get to see it. That is cool. And then, we need to figure out, how did we as humans figure out that we need to be quiet? What are they doing?
They glossed over that.
She goes unconscious, and the entire movie picks up when she comes to. So all the important stuff we wanted to know that would make this movie different and make it as an addendum to the movie and increase the world building is gone. They glanced over all of it.
And not even, we're not going to do a spoiler side of this. And this isn't a spoiler. If it's in the trailer, we don't consider it a spoiler. In the trailer, you see a tight close-up of her, eyes closed, her eyes pop open, and this guy, Damon Hunsu, puts his hand over her mouth so she doesn't make noise. And that happens very early on in the movie. Like Dennis said, she gets knocked out from like an explosion or something, and then we cut to that scene. And the point is, he's just like, shh. And then they're in the theater where they went to see the play. There's survivors and whatnot. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. There's like 50 people in there at least. You could hear a pin drop. How, right out of the gate, do they know to be that silent? Because I'm looking at it from this rational standpoint of these creatures are coming down. People are running and screaming. And in the panic, creatures are coming down, picking off people. But would that automatically connect you to, oh, it's because we're being loud?
Right.
Everybody be quiet. Let's see what happens.
They do have helicopters, noisy helicopters flying over, basically saying, okay, everybody be quiet. But you're just regurgitating things to us that we already know from the other movies.
Right.
We needed to find that missing link in is there just one creature? Are there two? Are there three? What is it? How did they figure this out? It would have been great if it would have focused on a group of people that are somewhere else and they're having to figure this out, and they do. And they just missed a huge point, because this felt like you could have this isn't a prequel in my mind. It's almost like they just fit it in sideways, because this, once again, you got these two characters. They're moving from point A to point B in the movie, and they have to be quiet, just like the other movies. But they missed the opportunity to explain everything else before A, which is what they needed to do. It was a fun movie while it was on. Like I said, their character interactions were great. They, to me, just missed the boat on what this could have been. And they were this close from putting together a really great movie, but missing out that important connection, to me, takes away a huge chunk of why I wanted to see this movie.
Yep. And there was one thing I thought they did well in the beginning of the movie, which I'm assuming you saw. So, they take a bus from the hospice place into New York City, and they're going over a bridge. And as they're going over a bridge, the main character looks out the window, and she doesn't even think anything of it. And most people probably wouldn't in that situation, or they might, I don't know. But you do see in the distance 4 jets flying into the city, which I thought was cool, because I'm like, oh, they're already alluding to,
correct,
they know this is happening someplace else, whatever. So that was a nice precursor, whatever. But like Dennis said, her just waking up, and there's no explanation at all.
And in the trailer, you see the aliens coming down, and so you've seen the jets go off. There is no other reference to it at all. You see the aliens coming down. Were the jets not trying to intercept stuff? Were they fighting a mothership? Were they whatever? We don't know. It's not mentioned ever again throughout it, other than, we need to evacuate people off the island. So you need to make your way to...
And of course, they blew up bridges. And, you find out, the aliens can't go into water. It's not they can't go into it. They really can't swim. And obviously, they can't survive, whatever.
So the connections were good when they were on the screen, the personal connections between Sam, Eric, Frodo. I enjoyed that. But other than that, they missed the boat on quite a few other things. So I enjoyed it.
But let's rate it.
Go ahead.
6.5. Out of the gate, 6.5. I'm not saying I hated it. I didn't hate it. It was, to me, unlike the other two, this was more of your summer, quasi blockbuster popcorn flick. Lots of explosions, special effects. You got to see, more close-ups of the aliens and stuff, since they've already been established and whatnot. So visually, it was cool. I just was left flat over the fact that there were these unanswered questions when this is day one. That what's next? The next movie is going to be day one, military point of view.
Which is what I really would like to see.
Yeah, what's
honestly,
it going to be?
I would like to see.
Or is it going to be one in chronological order where they actually figure out a way to take care of these and get the Earth back? I don't know. I'm going to 6.5. As far as I'm concerned, if you guys, if I was given my advice, which I am, you could just stay home and watch it on your big TV when it hits streaming.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm a 7.0 because I really enjoyed the relationships between them. But the problem with this movie is I'm giving it a 7 because I really enjoyed their interactions, their characterizations. The writing was fine in it. I liked everything about it. The special effects were great. What just drove me nuts is this could be a 9.6 movie. if they had just filled it in. They had all the building blocks right there ready to go. And they just, I don't know if they purposely wrote it that way or if it's on the editing floor.
I'll be honest, I was a little relieved when I saw Krasinski wasn't the writer. It was him and another guy credited for story. So I'm guessing they were like, it's day one. Okay, that's the story. Move on. Or it's day one. 2 characters. Flesh it out. But even still, you're trying to tell me Krasinski, who created this stuff in the first place, didn't read the script afterwards and inject anything?
Well, Michael Sarnowski was the director, and he was also the writer for it. And you know, we don't know the workings behind the scenes. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It was an enjoyable movie. And if this would have been, say, the second movie, you know, I think it would have been better because it was very, very similar. They just dropped the ball. And because this could have been a great movie instead of just a good movie. You know, that's the problem. IMDb is giving it a 6.8. So we're right in line with that.
How do they pay?
I don't know. The critics, Rotten Tomatoes, the critics love it. They're giving it an 87.
Well, I told you why.
Yeah.
The main character is this strong female black woman who is going to die, but and the basically save the guy.
And the other strong character is a cat.
Another strong character is a cat.
Yeah.
So no surprise.
The audience is giving it a 74, so they're kind of right there. It's a solid movie. It's an enjoyable watch. If you're a fan of the franchise, I think you're just going to be a little lacking in it. So like I said, good movie. It's worth a see. It's just could have been a great movie.
If they go for a fourth one, the script has to be so good. If I was in charge, I'd be like, look, I need to see a great script better than this one if we're going to green light it. If the script isn't as good or just the same as this one, I don't think it's worth throwing the money into it. Yeah, but you know what is worth throwing money into, Dennis?
I always know.
You do.
Because it's great.
It's fantastic. It's Kor-Drath, The Awakening by myself and good old Dennis here. Kor-Drath, The Awakening. It's the second volume in the Kor-Drath saga. His tribe was totally slaughtered in the first book, and a lot more happened. If you didn't get it, you can get it as part of this campaign in the second chance part. And now in this one, the big bad Vordoom, he's the guy, he's the big evil. He is Vordoom the Undying. He is on this search for these artifacts so he can control the Shattered Reach. Kor-Drath and Adriana need to stop all this from happening. But they don't really know much more about these artifacts, and they know nothing about Vordoom yet. Oh, they will find out in this book. Go check out the campaign, guys. The link is in the description below, as always. The campaign page has a lot of stuff to look at. The variant covers, the preview pages. Look at that. New grotesque-looking monsters are created and stuff. Great fun stuff. Non-stop action. That's the way Dennis and I like to do things. And we think you'll really enjoy it. Pick up the homage cover. The first one was a homage to Conan 1. This is a homage to Conan 2. Bud Root's back with his variant cover for the beautiful Adriana. And if you're like, wait a second, that rings a bell. It's because he did do a variant cover for the first book featuring Lilyneth. These two covers were designed so they match up right next to each other to make a beautiful image. So definitely get that if you got the Lilyneth, or you can get the big box set, which will get you all the variant covers for the Awakening bundle and the game module and the Lilyneth trading card, which is on this campaign. Or no, I'm sorry, the Adriana trading card. Got to remember, it's Adriana. Trading card. We've got a black and white edition of the book that you can read. It's the black and white art that I send to the colorist, so it's real high contrast, and it's not a artist edition like the previous campaign. It's normal size, normal cost. So check that. Dennis wrote up another game Demise and Dracomort.
Yep, this is the second foray into the role-playing part of the Shattered Reach. So roll up your new characters or use the ones from the first one and continue your adventure in the Demise and Dracomort. A Queen Spawn has come back, her dragon, and wants to take revenge. And it's a great, fun story for you guys to role play your night away.
There you go. The cover on that, just like the first one, is by Bart Sears and Dan Lawless. So you're getting great cover art as well on it. No skimping here. And once we hit 50,000, we unlock that first stretch goal of Vordoom, the Undying. It's a 7x10 playable character card. The first campaign, we had 4 playable character cards and the Shattered Reach map. We're bringing back the playable character cards. People loved them. From an art standpoint, it's myself and Dan on the front. And then for the people that are really into the role-playing games, on the back, Dennis came up with these great stats for these characters that you can play in our role-playing game or convert them over to your other favorite role-playing game.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff there. So fun add-ons, getting down to the role-playing stuff one more time. We also have for this campaign the Kor-Drath figures for role-playing. The 2-inch is the standard size for role-playing games. And then we got a 3-inch and the Big Bad Booty Daddy 5-inch Kor-Drath figure. These are fantastic. We have prototypes and they just came out phenomenal. And of course, you can get the box all by itself. We're doing a collector's box. If you get the Awakening bundle, it'll come in the collector's box inside of another box, so this box doesn't get messed up. And we also are doing a bundle for the Reckoning and the Awakening, which gets you, if you missed the first campaign, everything. And we mean everything. All the books from the first campaign, including the artist edition, including the first game module and the Lilith trading card and everything from this campaign, all in one box, and you're saving about $110. So, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention, let's see, do I have a little graphic? I do. The Adriana t-shirt pairs nicely with the Lilith shirt that we made for the first campaign featuring Bud's art. This, of course, features his art once again with Dan Lawless colors. You'll definitely going to want to grab this shirt. And I believe that is...
Yeah, so go back it, go check it out, enjoy it. If you're new to it, you can grab the first one. And anyway, guys, back it. We love chatting with you guys about this. And, after the movie review, check out Kor-Drath.
That's right. And then launching today, Friday, July 5th, is Kor-Drath, A Christmas Miracle, 24-page, 8.5 by 8.5 children's book, straight up kids book. It's for early readers. I did a few of these using DC characters for Random House back in the day. Oops, get that out of there. And we want to do this for this Christmas. It'll ship in November, so everybody will get it in time for Christmas. So definitely check this out. Sign up. We will be launching it sometime tomorrow afternoon. So like, subscribe, and share to our channels so you know when we go live to launch this fun children's book and find out more details.
And links will be down below.
That's right. So until then, everybody, thank you for joining us for this movie review. We'll be back Wednesday with a DNA live show and a guest.
That's right. Check us out then.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody.
An ancient evil awakened to slaughter his family. A mythical quest was revealed. Treacherous perils await. Lovers, bound by destiny. Darkness gathers as a new game begins. One man's rage will shape worlds. Kor-Drath, The Awakening. Urion Indiegogo. Back it now!